Hello everyone, so in this video I'm going to be showing you a video that is making the rounds on the internet about people coming to the United Kingdom and then on a work visa and they did not get the work, and I will be showing you practical means of guiding against such kind of instance, because that is actually something that's a very bad investment for a lot of people. That's actually like taking their life away from them. I'll be giving you tips that could actually make you prevent some of this scenario, and then let's check some of the videos.
Some of these people have recently arrived from Nigeria but got here to find the jobs they were sponsored for don't exist. Sky News has already shown how skilled worker visas are being abused and middlemen are making large sums of money exploiting this legal route to the UK. Now we can reveal how people who thought they were coming here to work are falling destitute. This woman, who we're calling Blessing, hasn't been given any shifts by the company which sponsored her since she arrived 3 months ago.
I've always provided for myself. I'm a very hardworking, diligent person. So for me to be here, depending on people to eat, coming to the food bank to get food, isn't quite okay with me. It makes me feel I'm less of a person, a human. I should be in the position of helping, not the receiving end, because this is not who I was back in my country.
Blessing told us she paid an agent in Nigeria £10,000 to arrange a full-time job as a carer on a skilled worker visa.
There is always a reason for coming to a country. Either you come there to study, either you come there to work, and the reason why you come become the basis of your stay. And these people come because the company give them a sponsored visa to become a care worker in the United Kingdom. And when they get to the UK, they didn't have that job. They didn't give them the job, and most of them were not able to report. They couldn't report because that is their basis for staying in the United Kingdom. They were not able to report because some of them have sold, as you've seen. Some of them sold their properties, they sold everything to come to the United Kingdom, and then they know that because their basis for staying has been shaken, then it may also mean deportation. So they are actually left in a very bad position.
This woman also came from Nigeria and says she's had to move north to live with her sister because there's no work for her. They all say it's proving virtually impossible to find a new company to sponsor them for a full-time position. And having come as carers, under the terms of their visas, they can't work in any other job sector. We're calling this couple Joyce and Alan. They say they also paid an agent in Nigeria £10,000 to arrange employment for Joyce as a carer.
I've been cheated. It has not been easy. I have to sell my car, sell my property, got a loan, took a lot of risk to raise up the money.
How difficult is it to transfer to another company, to get sponsored by somebody else?
It's very difficult because most jobs you want to get, they'll first of all tell you that actually you've got this sponsor from somewhere else, so maybe you should go back to that.
And some of the things that actually prevents some of these people from looking for another job, as some of them said, is because when you come to a country on a job sponsored visa, when you are being interviewed for a visa, they will check your experience, if you are suitable for that kind of job. And when they discover that you are suitable, that's when they give you the visa. If you are not suitable, they will not give you the visa. So they saw them that their experience is suitable for the job, that's why they gave them the visa. But them coming to the country and then wanting to switch to another job, no employer will actually give them the job, because they will have to work in the line that the visa that they have actually relate with. And aside from that, they cannot just even switch an employer just like that, because it's actually an employer that sponsored them for that particular year that their visa is currently running on. So most of the employer will send them back to their employer, that okay, go back to this employer, that is your employer, go back there and get your job. So it's actually a bad position to find yourself in such a case, because you will be in the UK but you will practically not be able to work. So this is actually why it's very bad, and most of them don't want to report, but in this case some of them were brave enough to come out, and I hope the UK will consider them in this kind of a scenario. And what some of the things that you need to do when you want to get a job in the United Kingdom is that, most of the time when the job is actually, major on the money, that okay, we want this money, I think you should not really trust that kind of a job when they are majoring on money, because they accept you because of the money, not because of your experience. That means not because you can do the job. So they just accept you because of your money. So that means that they can also collect a higher amount of money from someone else and then give the person your job and leave you stranded. And that means they can just keep collecting the money from different people and then leave them to their and then leave them to their fate. So you don't want to actually, asking you to pay for a job that you are not qualified for is actually a very, very red signal that you need to watch out for when you're applying to jobs, or when you pay to an agent to get your work visa. And one of the things I used to advise, that if you want to go to UK, you want to go to any country based on the work visa or based on a skilled worker visa, is that first and foremost, it doesn't hurt to spend maybe 1 or 2 years learning the required skill and making sure that you are very, very valuable. You can research the job shortage list of the country you want to go to, and then pick up a job on the job shortage list and learn the job for 1 or 2 years. And then when you are skilled in that job, and then you can apply to companies, and then you will easily get a job, and then you get job sponsorship visa alongside. So you want to make yourself valuable. Do not, and that's why I have a lot of problem with people who say no experience needed, no something needed, it's just this sponsorship. Nothing like that. Nothing goes for nothing. So you want to be very careful. Improve yourself, make yourself valuable. And also, many people go to the UK and then they are on a care visa, and then they are working as a caregiver for 5 years, for 4 years, for 6 years. That's not really good enough. When you get there, look for another certification, upskill yourself. And then when you upskill yourself, then you'll be able to get more. You'll be able to get more income, and then you will have peace of mind, and then you will have some breaks to yourself. And sometimes ago, I was speaking to someone as well who has been in the UK for more than almost close to 50 years, and he said you just have to make yourself valuable, because let me tell you, more than 50% or more than 70% of people who migrate to the UK and stay there, he said, after a house and a car, that is all that they have. So you want to upskill yourself. That's not all you want in life, a car and a house. No, that's not all you want. Of course, there are limitless opportunities when you travel to countries like UK, like US, like Canada. But you want to upskill yourself. You want to be on the top of your game. You don't want to just be doing many jobs, because when you come to the UK as an immigrant, believe me, the jobs that you get at the first are many jobs, and especially if you come as a student. If you don't come as to the job that you really want to the first time, when you are still a student, you will only get many jobs. And many people graduate and still stick to the many jobs because maybe they do not get a job that they want yet. So you want to upskill yourself and improve yourself. So that's one thing you need to do. Aside from watching out from paid jobs that you have to pay your agent and the likes, you also want to check for the company that's giving you the job. You want to go to the government official website and check if the company that is giving you the job, if the agent you are paying to is actually hiding information about the employer from you, then you should know that there's something wrong. There should not be a hiding of information. Oh, don't worry, they will do it. Who are the day? Let me know the day. So if there's actually a hiding of information between you and the employer, then you should know that something is actually wrong. And I will advise you, when they say they get you a job, you actually request for a video interview with the company yourself. And you also want to research if the company that promised to give you a job when coming to the UK is actually on the government official, that is they are authorized to give you a visa sponsorship. But of course, in this regard, these companies are even legalized to actually award such kind of a visa. I know they are actually legalized, they are licensed to provide job sponsorship, because if not, the applicant will not get the visa at the embassy. But one thing to do here is actually to make sure that you have an experience for the job that you're applying for, and you don't necessarily have to pay any money for that job. And you should also know the company, research about the company, know the credibility of the company, know that okay, this is a company that has been existent from this time to this time, and then you can trust the company. And then ask for a one-on-one interview, either a video or with the company. Ask for a one-on-one interview so that you can have enough evidence with you that if you eventually get to the UK and the job is not valid, you didn't get the job, then you can report such kind of a thing. And when you report it, then you will not stand at the risk of being deported to your country, because you did all the finding that you could do. Because paying for a job actually is a crime. If you look at it, you shouldn't be paying for a job. A job should be given to you because you deserve the job, because you qualified for the job. But when you pay for a job, that is where the chunk of the problem starts coming in. If there's a need to pay anything, make sure it's a legit way to pay. But most times they will tell you pay for training, pay for this, but most of the time a legit company will actually cover such kind of a cost. So when a company is actually, or an agent is asking you for money, sometimes the agent knows companies that are giving out jobs and the likes, and then they put their own payment that makes it look as if they actually had their own money for that kind of a link up for that, but in an aspect where the agent is actually shielding you from the company, then you should know that something is wrong. And when you are also sure the company itself is asking for money that is not based on your experience, it's not based on what you know, it's just because of the money that you are paying, then you should actually know that something is actually wrong. So that is how to check this type of scam. Of course, there are different ways to check for scam jobs, but for this particular issue, these are just a few ways that you can confirm if the work visa you are going to get a job is valid or not. So thank you for watching this video to the end. Kindly subscribe to the channel for such an opportunity such as this about traveling abroad, living your dream life wherever you want. This is Opportunity News. We are bringing such news about traveling abroad and opportunities that you can apply for all over the world. Hopefully see you in subsequent videos.